Well, so we're just building a wall based on our end of the book thinking for candy makers. And so all of the kids in this class, we're all going to write something on this wall about how our end thinking changed from the beginning to the end. And it came from the book called The Candy Makers. And our reader's notebook entry number.
I'm thinking of posting how the butterfly represents all the characters' change. And in my notebook entry, I was talking about how every character who saw the butterfly could relate to it somehow. And I wrote how the cocoon symbolizes when they first came to the factory, and how when the butterfly hatched, how they changed.
Because in my notebook I wrote how they changed, and I think the author was really trying to show how they changed and how one small thing that happened in their life, like going to a candy factory, changed their whole life completely, and made them wonder about everything in their life, what's happening around them.
I was kind of thinking how it was cool that Logan sent him a letter instead of just waiting for Philip to tell him in person. Like, it would really bring a strong bond in their friendship, and it would really affect.
So we were working on archetypes in literature, so what I did was I listed all the different characters in the book. So I thought the heroes were Logan, Philip, Daisy, and Miles, and all these other characters. And then I had a compelling issues paragraph where I wrote about the 2 compelling issues that I thought were the most dominant in this book.
What we're going to do next is, several of you have posted to the wall. Not all of you, but several of you have posted to the wall. Corey, that needs to be put off your desk right now. Sylvester, everything off. Okay, everything off, including pencil boxes and everything. You won't need that. We'll need the space, actually. Okay. It's going to work better when we all get Gmail accounts later, and you're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to share my wall with you. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the posts that have already been posted up on the Candy Makers end of the book thinking wall, which you can tell that there are several, right? And we're going to just take a look at what might spark a really good grand conversation. And we're going to talk in book clubs today about some of the posts that we think would make the best conversation. And then if we've settled on a few, we could actually practice one out with our book club and try talking about it and see how long we can talk about it. We could also do some planning for how we're going to get into the grand conversation tomorrow, because I know that there's 27 of us and we all have individual kind of talking goals that we've made, right? So we've talked about what good talk looks like, and we've also talked about pushing ourselves and setting a goal for ourselves. We set a goal for ourselves in our readers' notebooks, and I'll have you look at those goals again today if you'd like. So let me show you. I'm going to sidle up to a book club right now, and I'm going to ask the rest of you guys to come around as scientists and watch what we do and see if you can't name out how we were successful in planning for our grand conversation. Okay, so I'm actually going to ask the book club right here to be our fishbowl today, and everybody else is going to gather around that fishbowl right now. We're going to be looking to see, again, if we can find some posts that we think could spark good conversations. Partnerships are going to work first, and then we're going to come kind of together as a club. Guys, if you have some posts that you see, you could say, hey guys, take a look at Aditi's post-it. See if you think what you think about that, right? So even though there's 2 computers going on, we can be having club conversation at the same time, right? Okay, so we're going to be looking for posts right now. Watch how we do that and watch how that's successful for us. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to not waste any time, and I'm going to try to get in and not be like, oh, look at that post, look what that person said. But I'm really going to go right in, trying to find some good ideas, some good topics, okay?
But I'm not so sure.
Oh, I like how he said I'm not so sure. What did you guys like about that post?
Yeah, we like it. I'm not so sure.
I guess that I kind of agreed with Eric's thinking.
So you guys want to try on that one and just see if we could talk a little long about that? Okay. Let's read it again. Everybody read Eric's again.
I wondered if they were fully candy makers that ended with the title, but I'm not so sure.
Oh, so he's talking about the title maker. The title being Candy Makers. Let's just talk about the title for a little bit. What were you thinking, since you agreed?
I thought that like it was just about a candy factory when I first looked at the title, but then it's like, well, Philip won the contest, and I thought that he was the one who should be the candy maker, and only the candy maker. But I think it was Logan or Miles who said they were all candy makers. So kind of, and I noticed that it was plural candy makers.
What I saw was, I think Logan and Miles would be candy makers because they helped make the harmonic candy actually work. Without their ideas, it would have just been like a brown glob of goop.
Yeah. I don't know, like I think there's so much in that word, like the candy makers, and like so much of where they started and where they ended was so different. And if we just talked about that word, I don't know, that would be kind of cool. Do you guys think that would be something that we could talk long about tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could bring that into conversation. How would it look like if we brought that into conversation? What do you think we should spend the rest of the time doing? Should we look at some other posts? Should we talk longer about one of these? Should we look at our goals for tomorrow? Would that be a good idea? Yeah. Oh, I gotta go get my notebook. But let's pull out our goals and see what our goals were. How about that? You guys want to pull out your notebooks? Mine was to invite more people in. I gotta do that tomorrow. What was yours, Sil?
Mine was to remind people to stay on track.
Oh, okay. All right, so I can help you do that since I know it's your goal now, right?
I did to gather more evidence and kind of like explain better.
Okay.
I think I need to encourage others to talk.
Oh, cool. Okay, we can do that together. Like, we can invite people in. Let's hold each other accountable to that, yeah? Let's be like, oh, but who can we invite in now? Okay, cool. And
Maybe I thought maybe you should like get into conversation more,
yeah.
or like try to invite people in, so that I would be kind of inviting my voice in too.
Okay, cool. Scientists, talk to us a little bit about what we did in our book club today that made like our time together like useful for tomorrow. What did we do?
We found like a couple different
Common ground.
a couple different ones, and we decided which one to talk about.
Yeah, okay, so we first looked at posts, and we just looked at maybe 2 or 3, and then we talked about one. Okay, what else?
You never stopped talking.
We didn't, did we? We like kept on going with what we were doing. What did you say, Sam?
You guys found common ground,
What do you mean by that? Say more.
like you found 2 posters that you can talk a lot about.
Okay, so we didn't like just read all the Post-its. Like we tried to find some common ground. Yeah, we looked at how to do that last time too. Anybody else?
2 things. One was like, you guys didn't say, oh, I like that one. You say, you liked it, why, and how it relates to yours. And the second one, I think it was smart to share that, share what your goal was. So like,
You're going to get 2 computers at your desk. You're going to, when you get back to your desk, I'm going to call 2 people up. You're going to come get the computers. You're going to open them up. You're going to get onto Safari. You're going to go to wallwisher.com. And then I'm going to come around and make sure that you can get to my wall, and then you're going to get started on this right away, okay?
I think it's kind of interesting.
I wonder who Daisy's brother could be, because even though the book ended, Wendy Mass didn't tell us.
I think it was AJ, because like she was talking to her.
But she said, like, remember they were in some sort of area with like palm trees and stuff like that? And then she's like, oh, and then remember AJ was still